Your health is wealth for others to profit from. And you don't know what you don't know. I just want to say that. You don't know what you don't know. Shout out to everybody that reaches out to me because they think I'm struggling with what content to put out. Right? Because you guys are looking at the views and you're looking at the analytics. And from the perception, you probably feel bad for me. Like, yo, he has good content, but he's not getting the views, so he has to do this. And some of you guys, you give me suggestions. And then I look and I ponder and I think, I'm like, yo, have these people even watched me? Right? Think about the brilliance. Let me pat myself on the back for a second. Think about the brilliance of being able to fly through a few algorithms, a couple, maybe not a few, a few at best, on YouTube, right? I don't got no crazy amount of subscribers over here. I don't have a lot of subscribers. And yet, it's like I'm a big deal over here in this algorithm, right? And then I'm known in some other algorithms too. Not as much as this the primary algorithm. My portfolio has a wide range of topics I talk about. I don't really talk about nothingness, right? I don't talk about, I hate the retardation of intellectualism. I don't like it, right? I am an intellectual. I love knowledge. I love understanding the knowledge. And that makes me wise. It's amazing how many people don't know what they're up against. So you think by me changing, there are topics that I could change and I would get more views. I'm not willing to talk about those topics. I'm uninterested in those topics. That's not where life is at. That's where, I doubt this next word is an actual word, but docility. If docility was a word, that's where the docile. I can't be a part of that, right? I could never, I'm going to be very, very transparent with you. I could never come up here and talk about another YouTuber every day and try to figure out how I'm going to bring him down. And that's good for you guys. These are the same people. You guys that watch that, I've been begging y'all to unsubscribe for me. And I don't know if y'all think I'm joking or what. I'm dead serious. Right? You guys that's your main thing that you're into. That's not my thing. You can unsubscribe. I don't really do that. I get involved every once in a while for whatever reason. You understand? The same reason I go play golf sometime. The same reason I do go-karts. The same reason I go shoot guns. The same reason I go to Florida. It's for no reason at all. Every once in a while I get involved in this, that, and the third. But if you was to ask me, where's your love? Where's your passion, Jamel? I'm going to tell you, if you don't know already, the hidden knowledge. The knowledge they don't want us to know. For whatever reason, I'm drawn to that. And I'm always blown away every time I discover new knowledge that they did not want me to know. Who is they? Well, there's many of they. But The main they are the reptilians. There's reptilians on this planet, right? Can we go there early? Where's my chat window? Get my chat window open. See who's in the building and all that. Understand? Give me a second, y'all. While I'm waiting for my chat window to come up. Original Man is in the building. Okay. While I'm waiting for the chat window to come up, let me tell you, this is going to be an amazing show. And you don't hurt me if you leave. You don't hurt me at all. Like, I'm asking you, and I'm telling you, I don't give that. That's not my show, right? If you expected me to get up here and talk about a bunch of YouTubers, and I don't care about that. I don't. Today's going to be a great show because not only am I talking about, this is the Money, Power, Respect series, part of the Money, Power, Respect series, who Zeke Black, Feed the Wolves, he's also a part of, but he's going through something right now where, you know, they're attacking Zeke and he doesn't really know how to, he's getting his strategy on combating. He's getting it under control, right? So he does more of the street element of Money, Power, Respect. I do more of the scholarly, esoteric form of Money, Power, Respect. Right? So today we're not only going to talk about, well, first of all, Money and Power, Respect. The series is to highlight the people and their tactics on how they gain the money, the power, and the respect, right? And there's a number of different industries that these people, we're going to talk about with these people. Specifically today, I'm talking about health and wealth. And so all that revolves with health, right? Now, I could have did this show days ago. And the problem is I had to really pray on it. I'm being very serious, right? So whether you believe in prayer, you can substitute prayer for meditation if you want, whatever. Had to speak to my Most High and wait for an answer because wisdom, right? I know the powers that are against such truths coming out. So it's all about timing, right? Is this the right time, Most High, to speak these words, right? Who will I offend? How should I say these words to the people? Now, here's the thing. You don't hurt me by leaving my unsubscribing from me. So, I remember there was a YouTuber. He said I was arrogant. I'm not arrogant, my brother. I'm confident on why I'm here. There's a difference. So if I fully know why I'm here, because I'm sent by the Most High to give and deliver something, don't call me arrogant because I'm doing that thing. What you should really be worried about is why you would come and sit and listen to a man for hours that you don't like. That is what you should get to the bottom of. Never mind my arrogancy here, what you're calling arrogant. You spend hours over here listening to me only to go somewhere and try to twist my words. So this show, I had to wait, actually, for an answer. Should I do this show? Right? Is it the right time? Because names will be brought up that you've never heard before over here today. Let's get into it, man.
Computer screens are blue lit. The reason none of them are red lit The reason none of them pay attention to circadian biology is because that original technology was developed in a government program that Bobby Kennedy knows about, and I happen to know about because I went to medical school at LSU. For those of you who've never heard about Operation Paperclip, you think it's all conspiracy theory. So at Tulane Neurology and Tulane Neurosurgery in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, the CIA started a program there where they would do all these crazy things to monkeys. The CIA wanted to see how they could control things utilizing different things like drugs and things like that. Where the neurosurgeons got involved, which is my clade, we would drill tops of the heads off, put wires into the thalamus, put electricity in there.
I don't want this to go over your head. For all the people who's telling me, yo, you should talk about this, you should talk about this, you gotta show emotion. Yo, I love my brothers for reaching out to me, right? Because it's not one person, there's a few people who want to tell me what to talk about. The thing is, I've talked about all these things, bro. This is what I talked about. I'm not just telling you I'm shadow banned. I know I'm shadow banned because of the conversations that I've been having. These are not new conversations for me. I've been teaching on these topics for years now. Before YouTube, but literally, I've been teaching on them up here on YouTube. I make my own slides. I put time and effort into what I do. So, all of that, no fathers in the home, bro. I've been teaching about that. I've been exposing all of that. It's just that you may not dig my style of talking about it, right? You want to be entertained all the time, and I get it. The problem is, again, if you can't stick around for this conversation, that's not on me. That's on you. But let me tell you something. When you miss what I was trying to give you and you end up hurting, you never be able to say I lied to you, Jack. You understand? You wasn't listening because you wanted to be entertained. It was boring. Yo, you got to keep the people saying, I don't got to do nothing, blood. The Most High didn't tell me to come down here and start tap dancing all over the place to give the message. Yo, he who got ears, let him hear. That's it. Thus saith the Lord. I'm giving you the knowledge. You want me to do all type of tricks and... Listen, man. Now, the guy that's speaking, no, never mind who's speaking, right? For right now. Understand some of the keywords, and you go look them up yourself, or you don't look them up. I don't really care. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you there too, right? Operation Paperclip is a very popular by now declassified operation, and usually when these operations become declassified, what America likes to do is downplay the impact of the actual operation, right? So let's say, point in case, Operation Paperclip, where they took the Nazi scientists and engineers and they brought them to America. They gave them new lives, right? These people worked on many things. One of the things they worked on was mind control. Now, the guy that's talking right now, and the reason I'm not showing the video is because I found audio to be a little bit better when it comes to reasons why YouTube, because YouTube is not on my side. Not when it comes to topics like this. If I was to come up here and slander my brothers, YouTube is on my side. Right? I could get a video to go 3,000. I could wake up. I know how to wake up to a video that's 3,000. That's nothing for me. I've done it too many times. They also know they can't trust me, right? Because I've tricked them so many times. They do not fall for my nonsense, right? Just when it look like I'm going full dark on them, I don't go full dark. I do the aha, and I'm back in the light, And they don't like that. So they've shown their face a couple of times. Yes, Rachel Man, we will be talking about MK Ultra. Well, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. I will be putting you guys onto game. Now, here's the deal. Since this might be a 3-hour live, let me just tell you in the first 15 minutes? Don't try to watch it in one complete cycle, right? Completion. How about you save it? Shout out to the people that hit me up and like, yo, I just got through this entire video. Right? It may take you 2-3 days. A lot of my videos, the knowledge don't come till the last 45 minutes. So you changing the channel or turning it off in the beginning is crazy, because that's when we start dropping jewels. The last hour, definitely the last hour. That's when I'll be giving out the jewels. This particular video is going to be more continuous than anything, right? So you don't want to miss this. And actually, you want to share this to people. I'm telling you, it has to do with your health. The evidence that may be stacked against your health. And I'm choosing my words very carefully because I've lost channels over spreading knowledge like this. So we learn from the mistakes. Something can happen once, right? That happens. It can only happen once. It can never happen again. But if it does happen again, it will surely happen a third time. What am I saying? Learn from your mistakes. Don't keep making the same mistake over and over again. So therefore, some of the audio that you're listening to, I'm not showing the video on purpose, because that's where they get you. They have not caught up to just the audio yet. And this is good for you, because now you can listen to it as you drive or you're just chilling out. All right? All right, let this man finish. He was talking about MK Ultra program. He's talking about the fact that he is a neuroscientist himself. So what he would do is they would cut the holes off the tops of the head of monkeys and connect electrodes to it, right? Listen to him. Listen.
And kind of see what kind of behavioral changes we could have. One of the guys that was in that program was a guy named Professor Delgado. When he saw that we could control the behavior with the wired device, he said, what if we do it wirelessly? So
Now, I'm going to play this whole thing over after I finish interrupting. The reason I'm interrupting you is because for those people that are like, yo, why don't you talk about this, talk about that? Yo, I talked about everything this man is talking about already. Everything this man, and I've talked about more. I've talked about things that have not come to light yet. And in 10, 20 years, they're going to be like, yo, Saladin said, that's crazy. One of the things I talked about was the fact that the operating system that may be in your body, it may not. But once it gets in your body, because your body can. The frequency, well, let's take it slow, and I want to break this thing down correctly. Your binary code can be converted to digital code, right? And your DNA can accept. Well, let me start that sentence over. Digital information can be downloaded to your biological flesh. Digital information can be downloaded to your DNA. Say it like that. Now, that may mean nothing to you. I don't know what that means to you. But that's a big deal, Charlie. Why is that a big deal? Because when we talk about programming, right, for a species of people, and there's many different species of people. We're not all Homo sapiens down here. It may appear that way, We are different things. The two species I do want to talk about today, it's going to sound weird to you. That's fine. Homo sapien, which would be what you consider human being, and reptilian, which is of the human species, but a different species altogether. And the reptilians, and I know you're like, yo, this sounds nuts. Yeah. So does Jonah being eaten by a whale. But you don't tell your religious leader this sounds nuts. So does Daniel being put in the pizza oven and then coming out unburnt. But you don't tell your religious leader this sounds nuts, I'm walking out of here. You don't. So how about you just chill out, have a seat, and listen to your boy? You understand? There's going to be plenty of things that sound crazy when you've never heard them before. Or you're not used to them. They've been hidden in the dark. That's why it's called esoteric knowledge. That's why it's called forbidden knowledge. They don't want you to know. And there's so many things that they don't want you to know, which is one of the reasons why my channel is shadow banned. So if you're over here and you are getting this knowledge, do me a favor, humble yourself and stop acting like you doing me a favor by not hitting the like button. Right? Yo, I hit the like button. Hit the like button, you shut up, man. Hit the like button. You over here, I checked son out a few times. Yo, subscribe and stop playing yourself, because I watch the YouTube just like you, and there's only a few that's really putting it down. There's only a few. And some of these people charge you before they even give you anything. Any type of game, any type of knowledge and all that. They got to have the series, the private series, and it ain't giving it to you for free. Right? I'm not doing a workshop. The whole channel is a workshop. I just take slower to give you the information. And the reason I take slower to give you the information is so that you understand what I'm telling you. So therefore, I'm more repetitive. So I may do a video 15 times on the same thing, saying it a different way, saying it slower. You know, I have my own style of breaking things down. Truth is definitely stranger than fiction. The reptilians do not want you down here. They do not want you down here. I'm just keeping it real with you. And they've been trying to find a way for a while to take back over completely of the planet. And they've found, I think they've come to a conclusion that through biological means, they can slowly eradicate the Homo sapiens species to the point where we will be so weak as a species, so docile, that when the horn is blown, they could just come and just wipe us away. It's just, you understand? If they can get control. And why force the control if we would just give them control? Right? Why force the control if regulation says they have control of what goes in our body? Now, this is going to be a long show. I'm warning you right now. You've been warned. The knowledge, I'm not rushing the show so you could give it to them right now before they change. No. You could change if you want to. Then you just would never know how they're doing this. And that's what the show is about today. How are they tricking you into giving them consent to invade your body? Who are the people? We always say they, but who are they? Right? It's the Illuminati. I don't know about that. I'm not saying that the Illuminati is not. Do you even know who the Illuminati are? Right? We could say things that sound good, or we could just slow down the conversation stop digesting nonsense, right? They got you hooked on. Listen, sugar is only one molecule away from cocaine. They are both highly addictive, and they both destroy your body. And you have been on a mental sugar diet. All dopamine, right? All ridiculousness. That's all you want to pay attention to. Things that mean nothing. You can't wait to digest it. Video Power 247. Shout it out. We about to get into this, y'all. Let's go.
Checked it in monkeys and checked it in bulls, and it turned out.
Now, I'm going to start this audio over. Because I want you to listen now from the beginning.
The reason that all your computer screens are blue lit, the reason none of them are red lit, the reason none of them pay attention to circadian biology is because that original technology was developed in a government program that Bobby Kennedy knows about, and I happen to know about because I went to medical school at LSU. For those of you who've never heard about Operation Paperclip, you think it's all conspiracy theory. So at Tulane Neurology and Tulane Neurosurgery in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, the CIA started a program there where they would do all these crazy things to monkeys. The CIA wanted to see how they could control things utilizing different things like drugs and things like that. Where the neurosurgeons got involved, which is my clade, we would drill tops of the heads off, put wires into the thalamus, put electricity in there, and kind of see what kind of behavioral changes we could have. One of the guys that was in that program was a guy named Professor Delgado. When he saw that we could control the behavior with the wired device, he said, what if we do it wirelessly? So he checked it in monkeys and checked it in bulls, and it turned out you can do it wirelessly with RFID chips and semiconductors. Then the CIA took it to the next level. They said, well, since this is electromagnetic radiation, what if we did it through light through screens?
Let's stop right there. How many of you guys remember how long I just stayed on frequency, right? And I stayed there for a little bit. I move on from topic to topic, and then I come back around, right? So FYI and sidebar at the same time, I will be going back to aliens in like another month. We're going back to aliens. And it's not so much aliens as it is exposure of the different species in the galaxies, right? We call them aliens. But I have already expressed to you guys that we are the aliens. We are the aliens. So the aliens you looking for, we were not on this planet first. Unsidebar, let's get back to this.
And it turns out you can. And that's the reason why all your computer screens have the frequencies they have. So why is this all important? Well, the person that set this meeting up between me and Bobby is the patent attorney that made sure that Google and Meta have those things so they can control the things that we all do. Where did the original idea come from that started off in MK Ultra with the CIA? You're going to be surprised when you hear this. It came from the mafia in Las Vegas. They wanted to build a new city in a desert. They enclosed it all, blacked out the windows, invented slot machines that were blue lit. And they found out that they didn't have to take a gun, stick it in your face to steal your money. Then they even got smart. They said, let's give people free alcohol while they're doing that. And they found out they got the money quicker. And that's when the CIA got the idea to start this program. That's really how it started.
Oh my God. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My name is Jamel Saladin. This is the Pokerfaced Society. I remember when I first got up here, I used to speak on frequency a lot, man, because after being exposed to the various frequencies through a mystery school I was part of, right? They were the mystery school was the first organization to really break down the different frequencies to me. Of course, we know everything is frequency, right? And I say of course, but we don't all know that. We don't. But in case you don't know, the belief is that down here on Earth there is one energy. There's one energy called the ether, right? And then the idea is that if this ether vibrates at different speeds and velocities, then you would get a different creation or a different result or manifestation from. Imagine turning the dial like a radio, right? Because at one point we were listening to radios to tune into what? A frequency. So this is good to just imagine the frequency modulator, right? You're just turning, and as you turn it, that frequency could go aptitude-wise high to low, right? So you got a range of different variables there, but also the speed. Now, if you can combine the speed and the aptitude, how high or low it goes, you got how many different variations? There's no telling that combinations. Maybe, I don't know about infinity, but definitely I would say billions, right? And the idea is that every time the ether energy is vibrating at a different amplitude and speed, you get a different smell. You get a different taste. You get a different physical manifestation, right? It creates a different result. So when we say everything is vibrating down here, without getting all scientific on you and the atoms are already always moving and everything, I give it to you like that. That's a better way to give it to you, right? And then the categories, there's names for them that our scientists down here on Earth, they have applied to it, right? Or to certain frequencies. So a frequency could be radio frequency, it could be microwave frequency, it could be gamma rays, depending how certain frequencies are not good for us, right? It destroys the physical, it deteriorates our physical being, right? The frequencies, they all behave differently. The thing is this, when other people understand something, and specifically science, and you don't understand it, this can be weaponized against you. So, this is where my frustration comes in at, because once I was introduced to the mystery school, and then they give me this illumination, and now I walk in there and I'm not illuminated. I don't know what I don't know, but by the time I'm walking out, and I'm not out the mystery school, and I'm not an adept, right? People think I'm an adept. I'm not an adept. The thing is, if you don't notice and I'm talking it, it sounds like, oh, this dude is in the depth. Yeah, there's people out here talking it. They know it. You're not listening. You're addicted to trash. As within, so without. You choose to put these things in your body. And I'm not even talking about the food. You choose the garbage you listen to. You choose to have your subconscious mind on garbage, and you take pride in entertaining garbage. So what could come out? Let's take a listen to Mayor Eric Adams for a second. Let's take a listen to my boy, Mayor Eric Adams. Because he was dropping some jewelry.
My name is Eric Adams. I am not a dietitian, not a doctor, not a nutritionist. I'm a retired member of the New York City Police Department. For 22 years, I wore a bulletproof vest and protected the children and families of New York City. 3 years ago, I woke up and I could not see the alarm clock. I found out later that I was blind in one eye and I was going to lose my sight in others. After visiting 5 doctors, I learned the diagnosis was type 2 diabetes. I had what was considered to be permanent nerve damage in my hands and feet, and I was told I was going to lose some limbs. Not believing that and told that I was going to be on medicine the rest of my life, I decided to do research on my own. I had one skill, and that was knowing how to do investigations, and I knew how to read. I learned from organizations such as PCRM that there was a way not only to live with chronic disease, but to reverse chronic disease. After 3 weeks of going on a whole food, plant-based diet, my eyesight returned. 3 months after, my A1C went from a 17 to a 5.7. The nerve damage in my hands and feet went away. No medicine, no insulin, only food. My name is Eric Adams.
Oh my God. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
It's in the food. I know y'all hear that. I know y'all hear that a lot. Yo, it's in the food. No. Just stick around. It is definitely in the food. And this is what I'm saying, right? Now, if I was to do a show, right? Not that I'm complaining, because eventually the people, they will be notified and they'll come over. And they'll watch when they are notified. But this is part of the problem. YouTube could see what my show is going to be about early. YouTube is also one of the organizations who took money from the government when the government was trying to censor people. And they ain't really tried. They censored people. They did. How do we know this? Because Elon Musk bought Twitter and he released the Twitter files that was able to give us proof. Right? So we don't have to say conspiracy this and conspiracy that. No. These big tech companies got millions to censor anybody like me who's talking this type of talk, right? And making it seem like, see, on my end, you wouldn't even know you being shadow banned or nothing. Especially, but the views give it away all the time. Right? And it's like, yo, bro, you really think that many people is not interested in hearing about a system that's taking advantage of them? Shout out to Venezuela. Reyes is in the building. I haven't seen you in a while, Vinny. What's good, bro? We about to get into some things over here, Vinny. And because I have so much to talk about, I'm just going to keep it going, right? Because if I don't, we got to get through like 3 more videos, right? Now, this one I'm going to show you guys. This is an old Alex Jones. Venezuela just blocked Twitter. Oh, the country Venezuela just blocked Twitter. Yeah, well, because Elon Musk, he may be still censoring, but not as much as the government, when it was Twitter. Now it's X. And you couldn't, they was taking away your platforms. Now, before I play my next video, everyone listen to me. Everyone listen to me. This is why I'm changing my strategy a little bit, because you can't stop what's coming down the pipeline. And I'm telling you right now, for us free thinkers, for us free-spirited speaking people who want to notify people of the dangers, there's something, just like China had a social score, right? A lot of these new projects that they say is coming down the pipeline have already been tested in other countries like China. America will have a social score. I just want you to know that. Everything will be connected. And very simply, how will everything be connected? The same way you had to have certain points of ID to walk into a bank to get a bank account, right? And some people don't have the bank account. They say, yo, I'm staying off the grid. Good luck with trying to stay off the grid in this next, where we go next in the world, right? And you will have to decide if that's a good thing or bad thing, because there would be no physical tender. There would be no physical money. So before, you was able to get away with stuff because you could just get cash. The cash will be digital, meaning it will be able to be tracked digitally, real time. Yes, that part. Your ID will be a real ID, which is not me saying it will be a real ID just being repetitious. No, it's called a real ID. It will be connected to the digital world. Systems are being put in place. The reason you're being heavily distracted right now is so that you don't have time to pay attention to those systems that are being set in place for the regulation of life after 2030. They just want you busy. They don't want you out here paying attention, interrupting them while they're passing laws that allow your body to be invaded, that allow what rights you think you have now to be pointed in a new direction, to be given to organizations and governments. And if you are one of these people who like to get up here and start telling the truth, this, that, and the third, what I'm telling you is, and you won't know, just know that Saladin told you, he told me that was going to happen. Yeah. You going to have a social score. You may be thinking, yo, that's not my real name. Who you think you playing with, bro? These are not Boy Scouts. They know everything. They know that's not your real name. Right? This is just for you to fool yourself. You're not fooling them, never. You thought you didn't want to have a bad credit score? Because you could fix your credit score. But who is going to teach you how to fix your social score? That's the question. Who's going to teach you how to fix your social score that you don't even know you jacking up right now by doing such things? And guess what? Your social score may not only be, because they'll switch it up on you, right? Right now, it could be the people who's telling the truth about everything that's going on. Why? Because it doesn't benefit them. So they're going to take away licenses from doctors that want to expose certain things, right? If you want to repeat what the doctors, these disgraced doctors, they're not disgraced in my eyes, but they're disgraced because now no scientific publication or scientific institution is going to stand behind these doctors. Why? Because listen, doctors make a lot of money. Pharmaceutical people make a lot of money, right? To live with a lifestyle that one can get hooked on, and they're not going to give that up for somebody else, right? The same way nobody else took a knee next to Colin Kaepernick. He took the knee and he swore before God, everybody, not just like a couple of people. He thought everybody was going to. I mean, it made sense, right, Colin Kaepernick? It only made sense that, you listen, if we all take the knee, they can't do nothing. The problem is you're going to have people that's scared, bruh. They ain't never had, listen, they know what the bluff feel like, right? They know what Bankhead Highway feel like, right? I done lived in these places, right? They know what the ghetto feel like. But they just got to Beverly Hills, right? They just got to Tenafly, New Jersey. They just got to Franklin Lakes. They just got to Scarsdale and Pelham. They don't want what they ain't. You ain't taking away this stuff this fast, Jack. I can't kneel with you. That's what a lot of people going to do. Now, my warning before we get into these videos and all of that. Don't think that this social score is just for the people that's exposing things. What these institutions have a habit of doing is right now it's on that. It will become a point where they're not worried about who's exposing what anymore. It will be history, right? It will be history. Like Operation Northwoods. 50 years later, I'm telling you that a government called the United States of America has suggested they kill their own soldiers so that they can go to war with Cuba. Now, do you think it's a big deal today? You do? Like, no, most of those people are dead and nobody cares anymore. So it's just like, okay, Saladin's just up there spewing nonsense. He's emotional about something that happened 50 years ago. So they're not going to care, bro. It's the same patterns with this on this earth. You just got to start paying attention to the patterns. So the requirements and the policies will change when it comes to social credit score. Oh yeah, it will change. It won't just be people that's telling the truth anymore. Then it will be. Are you a nuisance? Are you a nuisance on the internet? You see how these certain people came over here? They came seeking attention that I would not give them. They're all in the comments and all that. Just give us some time and see if. Mark what I tell you. See if you call me a liar in 7 years. That same behavior don't get you booted off of social media altogether. Right? You're not going to be able to make no jokes about someone else's sexual preference. None of that, yo, I'm telling you, is going to come. The only difference is it's going to be way more detrimental because you see how I'm shadow banned right now? And I'm over here talking to like 3 people. When clearly my message is bigger, right? Yeah, but we don't know what you're going to say, Saladin. So let's just keep it to a few people right now until we can see what you're going to say. Then we'll let everybody know you live over here if we like what you're saying. Suppose they shadow ban you in real life, right? They start to turn down some of the things that you have access to. Because again, all the money will be digital. Everything will be digital, truth be told. You know the sad and scary part about this? Not only will a lot of decisions be digital, a lot of the decisions won't even be human. They won't even be human made. They'll be made by AI. Oh, shout out to Big T TV is in the building. Big T TV said, yo, I just did my research on Operation Northwoods. He said, that's sick. This is what I'm telling you. These are the people we're dealing with. These are the people. This is why I did this series, Money, Power, and Respect, right? Now, I wasn't shocked that I only got like 50 views the first 2 shows, right? But I know what I'm up against. And my partner say, yo, keep going, bro. Keep going. You got to keep talking about this, right? You got to keep. They'll fall in line eventually. Those who need to hear it will fall in line. So I do appreciate everyone that does take the time to listen. To my work. So maybe the answer is me not putting out work so frequently to give you guys time to go over what I put out, right? So never mind doing a 3-hour show every day. How you going to keep up with that? But I did learn when I starve you guys out, then you start listening to the whole show. And I think that's a better option for everybody. Because like I said, a lot of times I don't give you the knowledge to the last hour. And then I start really going in. From what I noticed. Let's check out this. I want to play a video. Old Alex Jones video. Let's check it out.
My friends, the information that you are about to witness from all of my years of research is the most important. It's been hidden in plain view the entire time. This is the ultimate secret.
Now, before he even gets into this, most of us are obese. Even if you like, yo, I ain't big as the next person, right? Most of us are obese, bro. Most of us are not in excellent health shape. Excellent shape as we should be. Shout out to Ghostface Keisha in the building. She's been working hard. Keisha, don't remember what I told you. Don't pay attention to those numbers. YouTube is a trader. YouTube is just like the casino. When you come in, they want you to win for the first time. So they throwing you wild numbers. They can control the velocity. They can make you see. They can make 1 million people see you tonight. And you have to think. Never mind 1 million. They could, if they really wanted to, they could make how many? 5 million people see you tonight, right? And out of that 5 million, you would wake up in the morning and you would have 50,000 subscribers, guaranteed 50,000 subscribers. That's guaranteed. So we know they can control that. So what they do is when you first walk in the building, you doing your shows, you gassed up because you like, oh snap, my joints is going crazy. As soon as I do a video, them joints is hitting. Huh? I just did 500 views in the first hour. You get cocky of yourself. And then for some reason, as you're doing more videos, it ain't hitting the same. You're like, yo, what happened? Well, they gave you a taste of what they call success. And now they want you chasing this high your whole YouTube career. We have to, this is why I teach about Edward Bernays. This is why I teach about the people who teach about psychology warfare. So that we would understand their tactics. So let me tell you what happens now. You go on to do shows that they're not harmful to anybody, but they make you feel good, right? But you notice when you do a show talking about somebody, it goes stupid. And this is to make you think that's where the magic is at. I'm going to do a sidebar. You already know what video we about to watch. We're about to watch Alex Jones. I was listening to music today. For whatever strange reason, Post Malone is now a country singer. Do not ask me why or how. It's Post Malone. You understand what I'm saying? He is one of the only chameleons in the game. I thought there was some other chameleons. Nah, not like Post Malone. If you want to be considered around the world all-American singer, then you got to show and prove like Post Malone. Because I swear before Christ, this dude came in through hip-hop, right? And then now, I seen him do pop, right? Only thing I ain't really see him do is gospel. That's when I don't know. I just give it all away. I give it to Jesus at that point. Right? He acts. He's in movies. Your man is doing a full-blown country album. And yeah, I'm not mad at it. And yeah, I listen to the songs. Huh? He got this song called I Had Some Help. I think that's what it's called. Right? And, you know, country gets realistic on you real fast. And he's talking about, I didn't destroy our relationship by myself. Yeah, I was drinking, but you was right there with me, passing me the beers and wilding out. There's another song I like called Feather, right? Something Carpenter. I don't know her first name, right? Yeah, I'm all into the pop songs, right? I listen not only because I like the music, but I want to listen to different the lyrics and that's going out to different demographics. See, I'm a social scientist, and I don't say that just making things up. I got a bachelor's degree in social science. I got my that's what I went to college for. And during my bachelor's degree, I do have a master's degree, but that's in information systems. So I love social science, right? I'll just do experiments for no reason at all. And I've done them up here for a long time, just to get information from you guys. I want to see how you react to certain things. Nonetheless, I'm listening to the lyrics of certain songs, and I'm listening to the radio station, the songs on these other radio stations. Now, this is what you call data, information. And I don't need it. I don't need to put it into a database. I don't need an AI to help me out. I'm just going off full empirical knowledge that the demographics for a lot of these radio stations that I'm listening to are non-black, non-Negro. And I listened to a girl today sing about love. I don't know. I want to say white girl, but truth be told, I don't know if that girl was white. She just didn't sound black. It didn't sound like the music that they play on the black, aka urban radio stations. And I was shocked because I'm like, damn. Wait, they still sing about love? This girl, and it wasn't no slow ballad, if that's what you're thinking, like it was a slow ballad. It wasn't no slow ballad. It was a pop song, right? It was upbeat. And basically what she was saying is, you just want to come over for the cheeks and have sex, right? And she did use the word booty. I remember that from she was like, you just want to come over for the booty. But something boule. And what she was saying was, I'm worth more than that. And I want you to be with me. And I said, stop the press, man. Stop. Stop the whole song. Why our songs is encouraging the women to give out their punani for free. Run up the punani. Huh? Run down on the punani. Bang, 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 bang. This till nobody want it no more. Right? Spread it all over the place. This is what our music is about. And they hide it under the guise of the strong black female being a liberal. That's not liberal. That's not even the instructions that our ancestors, for everybody that's want to know who started the backspin verse and yo, they always they try to take our culture and the black man this and the black man. Nigga, please. All you niggas talking that won't even respect the black woman and you damn sure won't marry her and say, yo, let's commit a family together, me and you, black queen. You up here talking that bullshit to me, Lord. Is y'all ready to start the show? Because I'm ready, nigga. What we doing? Huh? Or that conversation is only good enough when we talking bullshit about spinning on backs and, huh? Yo, we was the first one to do the pop lock and all that. They trying to steal our culture. Nigga, what? Huh? If you don't go somewhere and find a black woman, if you don't go somewhere and protect the black youth, and let these children know, listen, baby girl, no. That's not what we do. No, fuck what these people on the radio talking about. And then, who, Sexy Red? Yeah. Don't listen to her. Truth over lies, Sexy Red was twerking soon as she delivered the baby. I seen it myself. Now, me and you, we know this is for entertainment. But the point is, anyone that would get up there and do this to entertain you, this is the things I'm telling you I won't do. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting on YouTube. Many people try to bait me into arguments. Mind you, I'm a warrior. But this is not that's not warrior business. That's just the business to get on YouTube and yo, SMD and I'm not doing that, blood. I'm not doing that. Yo, we got a big enemy. A big common enemy we have. And you think, is that easy? No wonder Martin got shot. No wonder Malcolm got shot. Because it's that easy, bro. It's that easy. Somebody's going to take somebody's going to be like, I do it. I told you. No wonder Nipsey got shot. Somebody is always going to be like, yo, I do it. Huh? And yet there's people who tell me, yo, it ain't no agenda, man. Like, yo, man, music ain't nothing wrong with the music, man. Shout out to Splashing in the building. You know, he got like 18 kids, so he got to cut him some slack. He got wild youths and all that. So he got to cook up the food and put him to bed and all them things. And then when he got time, he makes his way over. Right? Shout out to the General Splashing in the building. Which is a good time because we really just getting started, Splashing. Yeah. We only getting started. I told everybody, at first hour, I ain't talking about nothing. And I'm giving y'all a free game. If y'all ever watch one of my old videos, just cut to like the first hour. Guaranteed I'm dropping the knowledge after that. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. My point is this. They feed us negativity over the airwaves because we don't understand. And we underestimate the technology. We don't fully understand the advanced tools they have to run mind control. So either we don't understand or we don't believe. But if you truly knew, if you did understand the science, first of all, most black schools, the children are reading 2 grade levels below, right? In which we don't catch up. We don't catch up to where we're supposed to be. And then they push, remember, no child left behind, right? So they just keep pushing that kid, push him, until you in 12th grade. And when you out there, it's like, all right, fend for yourself now, nigga. Fend for yourself. You don't read that well. You know that, but you don't want everyone. You could read, right? That's the first thing you tell. Nigga, I can read. Come on, man. You ain't know. This is why you make me seem like I'm fucking Point Dexter up here, right? You're like, yo, Saladin is well smart. Nigga, what? Who? Which Saladin? This Saladin? I love knowledge, bro. But I don't know about wow smart. Like, you should love knowledge too. But once you get out there, as soon as you hit 12th grade, you know what time it is in your house. Sink or swim. That's right. Sink or swim. You know what time it is in your house. When I graduated high school, my mom's, it was a wrap, nigga. She's like, yo, this is how much rent is. And if you cannot pay it, that's where the door is at. That's what's up. That's where it is. Right? And I couldn't really handle it. So I just told my mom, I'll be back in a week. And I ain't never come back. Told her, I'm going down to Atlanta. I'll be back in a week. All right, just have that $250 when you get back. Yeah. Negative, nigga. Negative. I'm going to live on Bankhead Highway. Yeah. Taking my skill sets elsewhere. See what I could do in the South. And we did all right. Oh, yeah, we did all right. Ran into some Africans down there. Oh, they taught your boy this and that. These are the facts. Taught your boy this and that. That wasn't enough. I would find out later on. It wasn't enough for me, right? I would have to continue in that lifestyle. And I realized a couple of things, right? The women I'm after, they just don't want me in the streets like that. Not judging anybody that's watching. Like, yo, what you trying to say about my girl? Nigga? I ain't trying to say nothing about your lady. Maybe y'all are more, y'all at the same frequency. It's not an insult to you and yours. What I'm telling you is, nigga, I ain't built for your girl, right? She probably like it, everything rough, right? I ain't gonna be built. She gonna call me a pussy ass nigga. These are the facts, right? You talk to her wild rough. She talk to you rough. Yeah, that's what y'all used to. That ain't your boy, right? And she not gonna know how to respond to that to me. So she gonna be like, where the real niggas at? Right? I've been through this before, right? This ain't my first rodeo. Right? She's looking around, where's the real niggas at? She's waiting for a nigga to get out of jail, you know what I'm saying, this week. She wants that vibe. Yeah. The women I was happy with, they wanted something a little bit more traditional. Right? And I'm like, and I'm comfortable with that too. And I'm like, you know what? This ain't going, I can't do this in the street shit no more. Shout out to Frankie Blanco. Not full time. Appreciate you, Frankie Blanco. Appreciate you, man. And I'm glad the Pokerfaced Society is here because we're gonna get busy tonight. This is like a 3-hour live. I ain't gonna hold you. If it runs till 4, it could, but it's definitely a 3-hour live. So I'm taking my time. You have to know there's an art to mating that we weren't taught. We were taught it at one point in time. But once we let the entertainers start to, everything's for sale in this world, right? So the people you look up to, a lot of these people are for sale, bro. They're for sale. Nigga come through with that bag, a bag and a bag. They got the bag and the go-yard bag. And like I said, if you've been down long enough, you know what down feel like. But whew, the moment they put you in one of them suites, nigga, you ain't even know a suite could cost $4,000 a night. You never knew that shit existed. The highest you ever thought a hotel room would be like $1,800 a night. You never knew there was shit. There's fucking suites for $4,000 a night, nigga. And the moment you walk in one of these motherfuckers, it blows your mind. Like, what in the fuck? Huh?
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Yeah, man. First time record label put me in one of these motherfucking hotels. And it wasn't no $4,000 a night. I ran into somebody else who was staying at a $4,000 a night. That's how I knew about it. My shit was... It may have been between $1,000 or $2,000. Right? First thing I did was call my mama. Yo! They done got your boy done made it. Your boy made it! I'm describing the whole thing to my mom. Yo, the whole joint look like this. I'm rattling all the dishware. Yo, I said, Mom, they got real silverware in this shit. Real silverware. You hear that, Mom? You hear that? That's real silverware. My mind is blown. The thing is, shit, if they couldn't do it to me before, they damn sure can't do it to me now. Right? Because I told y'all before about the HBO executive who wanted to give me, he wanted me to give him the sloppy top. The shroom shram sham shim shmoola for a made up, I don't know. He's pointing to all type of people he put on. I ain't never seen none of these niggas a day in my life. He's like, yo, you see your boy right there, right? I gave him, he's starting a new pilot, right? I just got him on Blase Blah TV. I don't know none of these niggas, Lord. Not that it matters, right? Because you're not talking to someone who's about to pipe you off for a better position in life. Or pipe you off, period. But this shit works. You could just point to random niggas on your wall and be like, yo, you see that, right? Or put your man on. He's not my man, and I've never seen this dude in my life. If they couldn't do it to me then, they damn sure can't do it to me now. Because I'm going to be real with you. I didn't know. I was told by some prophets I was meant to be somebody. But I did not know my purpose yet. Still what the Most High would want me to do. But now I do. So that's me personally. I'm not going to... It don't mean that much to give out my soul, to give you my soul, nigga. Right? I can understand if you already a dude out here doing these type of things, then it's not that big a deal for you. But nah, I need to have entered in this world a certain way and leave a certain way. And certain people don't give a shit, is what I've noticed. They do not care. They do not care. Whatever's going to get them to the top and out of the ghetto, that's all they care about. They just want out of poverty, bro. And when you give them a taste of what they never seen or what may be missing, it's always going to be one.
And it's about to be exposed. I have hundreds of government documents, textbooks, white papers, where for over 80 years, the elite of the Western world have talked about adulterating food and water to sicken and sterilize the population for the purpose of eugenics. It's all covered in the book Eco Science, written by the White House science czar John P. Holdren, where they talk about a planetary police state to carry out the forced sterilization. They also talk about covert systems in the water and food to sterilize the population. Now, this was written decades ago, before he was White House science czar. Now, suddenly, the stuff in this book is all over the news. They're selling it to the public as if it's a good thing. You see here before you what an average person would buy when they went shopping at the store. Not everything here is bad for you, but much of it has compounds and artificial chemicals that have been added that are extremely toxic and bad for your health. And they have known this the entire time, and they have approved them for use. Let's start with aspartame. You cannot go to the grocery store now and buy any type of even regular sugar gum that hasn't had aspartame added to it. In the 1970s, Searle tried to get it approved, and they couldn't. It took them 3 separate times because in their own studies with monkeys, large portions of them that were fed it died and contracted cancer. Now we have mainstream news articles, and the EU has done a major study finding lower birth weights, early birth, and yes, miscarriages from women that drink aspartame-laden soft drinks like Coke Zero.
Now, he mentioned Searle. Searle was the pharmaceutical company that Donald Rumsfeld played ping pong with, right? He went from politics, he left politics to become to the private sector. But once he could not get certain products approved by the FDA, what he decided to do was re-enter politics under the Reagan administration. Get the guy who was in charge of the FDA reassigned. And then somehow all of the products that he had a hard time getting approved by the FDA miraculously started getting approved. Right? I've done videos on this, and to be honest with you, the last time I lost my channel was because of that video that I did on Robert McNamara, who actually had the whiz kids from IBM and brought them over to the Pentagon. I spoke about that. I spoke about Searle. I spoke about Donald Rumsfeld. And I talk about something that I can't talk about, the connection between, I can't talk about it. The things you put in your body, well, they want you to put in your child's body. If you want your child to go to school, they want your child to do something. Now, there was some information that came out that connected that activity to some adverse effects of birth. And for some reason, YouTube, it's in the contract. When you start a YouTube channel, they tell you what you can talk about and what you cannot talk about. And that is one of the things, which is very strange to me. Like, why wouldn't I, like, to the point where if I talked about it right now, they will not even a warning. They taking my channel, straight music, just like that. You're gone. Start over from one subscriber. And I think that's the weirdest thing in the world. Out of all the things that we could talk about up here and cannot talk about, you have grown men doxing each other, talking about each other's kids, putting their kids up here, SMDs all over the place, right? Flying Frank stands just everywhere, all day long. YouTube does nothing. Nothing. But the moment I tell you about some evidence that scientists and other practitioners of the science have proven, then all of a sudden I'm the enemy and you treat me as such. This can't be real life. It just can't be. This is crazy.
What is aspartame? It is the fecal matter of the E. coli bacteria. They took it and genetically engineered it. They can feed it toxic waste, and then it defecates aspartame. And it has so many bad health effects, it's just unspeakable.
I don't do, and I wish more people would listen to me when I say certain things. You know the problem is too, right? One of the problems is right now I don't have as much money as some people feel like, if you don't have as much money as me, I'm not listening to you on anything, though, on anything. And it's like, damn, I don't think that's how that works, right? So I was telling some people about a few things. History of controlled religion. Food. And they wouldn't listen. But consciously, I knew they wasn't listening because they felt like they were more successful than me. And it's kind of like, damn, bro. You might want to hear what I got to say on this, though. Let's put it like this. Not listening, people pay the price. Because we all do. And like I said at the beginning of my show, shout out to everybody on the replay gang. It don't hurt me when you don't watch my videos. Because I do these videos literally for you guys. I don't do them for myself. I already know the information. And I know that YouTube does not appreciate what I'm showing you. You know, one of my best friends already told me, you could get up here and talk about anything you want. And you get up here and you talk about it. He said, you would be already at 30,000 subscribers if you didn't talk about this. I know, bro. But it's more divine than anything. I can't just get up here and do what they do. They not better at me than that, right? The only one person I could really see me that might be my rival up here, if I was to really do this, is Zip with the Drip. That's it. A lot of people is not, if I really wanted to do that type of content, they wouldn't even be ready for, they can't even handle 10 toes. So they damn sure not going to be ready for me. But I got a big problem with Geppetto playing my people against my people. I got a big problem with that. Knowing the history, knowing there was such thing as Mandingo fights and they made us fight each other to the death. Like, when does it end, bro? And we can end it. if people stop running in the house saying, yo, you could buck break me. Right? Because that's what it looked like the equivalent to. Somebody running to YouTube saying, yo, I don't mind getting buck broken. Shit. It ain't hurt me none. As long as you put me on. Damn. Huh?
Oh my God, bro. Oh hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
This is being done by design. It's also very, very addictive. But let's just go ahead and move away from aspartame and talk about McDonald's and chicken McNuggets. Now, I remember a decade ago or so reading health advisories claiming that a form of plastic that's used in silly putty, basically a type of silicone, was in the chicken McNuggets. But
that's crazy talk. Silly putty in the food is nuts. You see that word right here? Reasonably. Watch out for that. That is one of those words that that's used to hurt us, right? Because the people that's at the administration of the FDA, who determines what's reasonable or not? Did you guys know that there's a reasonable amount of toxicity that's allowed to go into food? Of abnormal things. There's a reasonable amount of mice turd that is allowed in the peanut butter. All because, they claim they're not going to be able to stop mouse turds from getting in the peanut butter. Come on, bro. Not y'all have replicated UFOs and y'all have satellites allegedly all in the skies. Y'all got rovers on Mars. Huh? Not y'all just found a whole cave in the moon and y'all can't stop mice turd from getting in the goddamn peanut butter? Who is you talking to? That's crazy.
also in many other TV dinners and other foods. It is illegal in every other nation in the world to add these chemicals to the food, but it's not in the United States. The big secret is all of this was done by design by the FDA. Look at all the drugs they've approved, and then it comes out later that they knowingly approve them when these drugs are causing heart attacks and cancer. In the Nuremberg trials, it came out that the Nazis were adding sodium fluoride to the water supply in the labor camps and death camps to make the population more docile and controllable. There had been hundreds of university studies before Hitler even came to power. This is a form of forced medication. They admit that 1 part per million of sodium fluoride more than doubles the chance of bone cancer in boys and men. As the public became educated in the last few decades, the government and industry's response was to not just put it in water, but to start adding it to thousands of products like children's water.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
That's mixed with their formula or with their cereal. They started adding as much as 900 parts per million in things like powdered eggs. It causes reductions in IQ. It increases sterility or lack of fertility. And it's being added to so many of the daily staples that we consume. We'll get back to food additives in a moment. But first,
food for thought right now, people. I don't know how the water system works. But I do know when I grew up, when your mother told you to make the Kool-Aid, or if you got permission to make Kool-Aid, either one, you understand? Because I wasn't running all willy-nilly with the Kool-Aid. For one, the small 25-cent package with no sugar in it, you needed sugar, right? So she wanted to make sure that the sugar was being used wisely. For two, the big packet, which for some strange reason we still added sugar to sometimes. It was crazy. That was more expensive than the 25 cent. So it was, the whole principle was, yo, don't be going wasting all the goddamn big Kool-Aid packets. Now, no one's buying them shits anymore. So for us to get a label on that, I mean, we could probably find one on the internet. I'm pretty sure none of that shit was good for us. However, did us black people have a time with that goddamn Kool-Aid in the house? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Oh, yeah, we had a time. A good old time, right? Every household had their bullshit-ass secret ingredients. You understand? And all the secret ingredient really was some fucking limes in them. Huh? Nigga acting like he doing something special at his house with the Kool-Aid. Huh? Nigga get friskier and you throw some ginger ale in that joint. Huh? Give it some fuzz. Yeah. We was out here fucking up the Kool-Aid. Yeah, we was. That's a fact, Frankie Blanco. That's a fact. But bigger than all of that, none of us was really pouring Poland Spring or any. No. What was we doing? We was using the tap water. Most of all of us. And I know when I played, I was drinking the tap water, right? Because when I played basketball, fuck the kitchen sink. I went right upstairs to the bathtub sink. To the bathtub. Not the bathtub sink. To the bathtub. Because that was the coldest water. And I just drunk that water straight out the faucet. Yeah, Big TTV. They are, every household had their own thing. They don't want nobody else outside to tell a recipe. Yeah. All of us drinking the poison. Straight from the hose. Yeah. Who the fuck was putting bottled water in Kool-Aid back in the days? Not near one of us. See? Big TTV said it too. It was the bathroom water. That joint was banging. Right? I didn't even go to my kitchen for cold water. Nah. I'm going straight to the bathroom. That's where the water was cold and banging at. And I don't got time for the little sink water, right? I need a rush. Straight in the tub. Now, I don't know who's watching tonight that may have access to how the water works. But I'm assuming, just being a man of some knowledge, that it's sectioned off so y'all could tell which pipelines go where. Right? Just in case you had to fix something. So, if that's being the case, maybe certain sections of the city, it wouldn't be too hard to put more fluoride. Because I know for a fact, I don't know for a fact that the whole city was fluoride. I'm told that all the water is fluoridated. And they give us bullshit reasons too. When we ask why, and then they always tell us some stupid shit. The same reason that they tell us that cockroach juice guts, they use it for coloring in Tropicana juice. Whatever they say, it don't make sense. But see, what the thing is, when you get a Caucasian man, he speaks the language, right? You're not used to him talking Ebonics and this, that, and the third. He says certain things a certain way, and you believe him. This is why I tell you, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you, you had to learn the language. He's not telling you this because he just saying it to say it. He said it because for a few reasons. But if you pigeonhole yourself into a corner where you are not strong in the language, number one, and then you realize you're not strong in the language, so what do? This is classic behavior for a lot of urban people. What they try to do is make their weakness a strength. Every time I see this, it's like, what are you doing, man? Right? So they try to flip it around and make you seem like a square for being able to talk the King's English. Oh, square ass nigga, he ain't like that. Shut up, you retard. You about one of the dumbest mofos around here talking that BS. No. If you're going to learn how to speak Ebonics, who said that to me up here? Oh, it was Latin Pain. Latin Pain said, yeah, but you know, we don't talk like that. That's how I know you're not a street nigga. Good sir, I'm not a failed street. Not a failed street nigga, right? And I don't believe your crimes is like that either. Right? Forgive me for not allowing people who did not commit you wasn't even on my wavelength of crimes. You wasn't out here getting busy. Not that I'm taking pride in what I was doing, but you got to have a certain level of crimes. You can't be some jaywalking ass, jive ass turkey nigga that was caught for trespassing, talking bullshit about me, about what I was doing in the streets, nigga. I don't need to tell you my resume. The streets is there. Go to my town and ask. Real niggas gonna tell you, oh no, boy was doing, right? I wasn't fucking trespassing. You get a whiff of some of these niggas' criminal history, you're like, you was a vagrant, nigga. You was a vagabond. Niggas is vagrants. Huh? You wasn't out here getting to it? What are you talking about? Shut up. Why wasn't you learning anything? How dare you go to jail for that long and you come out and you still can't talk the King's English? When is it going to get through your thick skull? You are not going to beat this system with brute force. It hasn't worked. It hasn't been working. The same man that you told me was a beast from the Caucasus Mountains with hair all over his body somehow has become the distinguished gentleman, and he's looking at you now as a savage. And I'm looking at you as a savage as well. But we're looking at you as a savage. Now, how does that happen? You keep telling me, yo, y'all didn't even know how to wash. We taught you how to... Yeah. Never mind all of that. We taught you. Because now they know more than you now, blood. So how did the fucking Neanderthal man from the Caucasus Mountains that you keep telling me about ended up running science? Maybe you taught him too much? You gave him all of that? Damn, blood.
Wanted to look at genetically modified organisms. Did you know for many years the American people have been eating cloned beef and pork, and now they're expanding out into other forms of meat?
Stop right there. No, we did not know that, because this is an old video. This is an old video. And for the most part, most of these people just figure out that about the clone beef just in the last 3 years. But if you could look at Alex Jones' skin, his weight, his hairline, his comb over, you could clearly see this video is at minimum a decade old. Don't worry, we're going to finish this video. I just got to talk to you guys for a second. Do me a favor, entertain me. Just entertain me. And everything you go and eat and drink, just turn the label over and see if there's corn syrup in there or high fructose corn syrup in there. Either one. I'm telling you, that specific product is very dangerous. And you will see almost immediate effects. This is what I want you to do. This is the challenge. This is the challenge. 2 weeks. Maybe, I would say 1 week, but for some of y'all, I want 2 weeks. Anything that says high fructose syrup on it, if you turn it over, just don't indulge it. Don't indulge it. Anything. Now, a couple things that's going to happen. One, you're going to be pissed that you even fucking took this challenge with me. Because the amount of things that you won't be able to indulge anymore is nuts. That's number one. Number two, you won't be that mad at me because you're going to be like, I do feel better though. And you're going to see some other things start to change in your physicality. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me, right? We get up here and we have a kindred spirit, right? And it's like we know each other, but there's still, we don't know each other. These are fake names, but it's like we know each other. It's like we're a dysfunctional family. We're a virtual family. And I'm saying there's things about your private life you're not going to tell me. You're not going to tell me, yo, my organs is hurting, Saladin. You're not going to tell me I'm 40 years old with gout, right? You're not going to tell me you can't breathe good, this, that. You're not going to tell me all these things. So what I'm telling you is, yo, check this out, bro. I'm not saying this is the answer to all things. What I'm telling you is let's do one challenge, 2 weeks. Anything with high fructose corn syrup in it, we don't indulge. Anything. And let's just see how we feel and what happens. Let's just share our results. And when I say share, don't really share them if you don't want to. But it's more of a metaphor. But the challenge is not a metaphor. Do the damn challenge. 2 weeks. And if you don't do it for 2 weeks, do it for 1.
Let's look at salmon first. Major university studies conclusively have proven that the type of genetically modified salmon that is actually a cross species, they've mixed other animal genes in with it, that when this fish is introduced with wild, natural salmon, Within 40 generations, all of the natural salmon are extinct. And the FDA approved this. And they're going to allow it to be released into the wild that isn't even a salmon. It is a cross-species chimera. It is a mixture like something out of the island of Dr. Moreau, something out of a nightmare.
Now I got a question. If our children are reading 2 grades below reading levels, 2 grades below the expectancy reading level, then when are we going to find the time to learn about the science that they obviously know and weaponize against us, right? Anything that they told us about, they have already been privy to for at least 15, 20 years. So now they're telling us that they can edit DNA. How long do you think that they have had this and tested it over and over again into the public without you knowing? Let me put you on to something real quick. Right? That's what I'm saying. People telling me, yo, you got to talk about this. Son, I talk about everything. What are you talking about? This, I want to talk about mimicry for a second. Hijacking cellular machinery, right? I don't want to get too scientific, because then I lose people, right? They don't want to hear too much about shit. They just want you to break it down. So the gist of it is molecular camouflage can fool other proteins into thinking they are something else. This deception allows them to interfere with the normal functions of proteins they mimic, creating chaos in the cellular process. So science that acts like one thing, right, until it gains entry into your cell, and then it's like, aha, you thought I was a friend because that's how you perceived me. And it turns out I'm actually a virus and I'm not a friend. ACE2 is a protein receptor found on the surface of certain human cells, including cells in the respiratory tract and lungs. Viruses like SARS-CoV and SARS-CoV-2 use ACE2 as their entry point into these host cells. The spike proteins on the surface of these viruses bind to ACE2, initiating the process of viral entry into the host 2. So, again, mimicry is something that is mimicking I'm trying to word it in a certain way. Something that would not seem threatening to your body. So when it comes up to the cellular entry point, it looks like a friend. Yes, they have this science. And then they realize once it's in the cell, it's like, oh, you're not a friend at all. No, I'm not. When a virus invades the body, it needs to enter and infect our cells to replicate and spread. Some viruses have proteins on the surface that mimic the appearance of certain proteins found on the surface of our cells. Oh, we are so far behind. We out here really arguing about who spun in their back first. Yakub is out here like a madman, doing all type of things uninterrupted because we are so docile. They gave us YouTube, and it's like they gave monkey's fire or a monkey an AK-47, right? He's running up and down YouTube talking bullshit from here to there. And it's not only the person that's doing the video, it's the people that's watching it. They can't wait to listen to a pile of nothing for hours. I don't even have, what's that bullshit that you just talk, right? Clubhouse. I don't have that app on my phone. Every once in a while, I met some decent people over there, right? And I know some people that had met people that they was able to come up, right? Because they met some business people over there. But for the most part, it's not worth my time. Because in order for me to get to those people, I got to sit and listen to a bunch of bullshit all day. And a lot of it is gossip. So I'm like, nah, I know for a fact I can spend my time more better than that. Spend my time learning some shit. So I don't even have that app on my phone. Some viruses have proteins on their surfaces that mimic the appearance of certain proteins found on the surface of your cells. So it's tricking the virus. So the scientists now have found a way for a virus to mimic a protein, a positive protein. So therefore the cell lets the virus in. These viral proteins act like a disguise, fooling the cell into thinking the virus is a harmless or even normal part of the body. Once the virus gains entry into the cell, it can take advantage of the mimicry to hijack the cell's machinery for its own benefit. The viral proteins may mimic important cellular proteins that are involved in cell signaling. Oh, man. And you niggas want to listen to bullshit all day? DNA replication or immune responses. Hold on, cuz. By pretending to be these cellular proteins, the viral proteins can manipulate the cell into assisting with the virus's replication and survival. Yeah, I do know that the WHO just announced some type of outbreak warning of smallpox starting in Africa this time, right? So it's not so much that I would not be entertained by some of these YouTubers, because they are entertaining. Specifically, I like when Zip with the Drip be talking, get off my nuts. You know, he's just funny. He's funny. Yo, Saladin, get off my nuts, B. It's just funny to me. Right? It's funny. I go watch him. At this point, it's discussing how everyone's going to get. They don't care what they say about each other, though, right? So I choose not to watch. But bigger than that, the real reason I'm not watching is because I know for a fact there's a war outside no man is safe from. And for us to be sitting around waiting to be slaughtered, talking BS to me, it's just bananas. Yeah, it's addictive, Big TTV. That's what usually happens, right? Your wife trying to put you on the game, and then next thing you know, she get caught up in it. But this is why there's two of y'all, the yin and yang, right? So that when one is down and one is the other one supposed to be putting the other one on game. This is your perfect opportunity. Try to do something new with her, man, right? Let her know, listen, you tripping, and we got to keep each other strong. And the whole thing is about balance, right? It's not about going cold turkey on any of that. What it is about being conscious and aware, You have to know Yakub's plan. You got to know Geppetto's plan. Once you know his plan, that's all right. Because some of the stuff you are going to indulge in because you need the recognizance, right? You need the recon. You need the research. You need information. So you're going to indulge in it. You want to pay attention. I listen to all type of music I don't even be wanting to listen to a lot of times. I don't want to listen to no fucking drill music, but I listen to it because I need to know what these little niggas is talking about. They ain't talking about shit. That's number 18. But I need to know. Can nanobots do the same thing? Nanobots could do a lot, bro. Now, when we get into nanobots, to me, nanobots are more sophisticated. Why? Because you're dealing with... So, with the whole mimicry thing, it is a natural programming that, in my opinion, right? And I'm going to tell you why I said that in a second. Let's start here. Investing in biotechnology. Let's start right here. 2010, the Gates Foundation Trust invested $23 million in Monsanto, the genetically modified seed chemical company, though it sold its shares next year following outcry from environmental groups. All right. Now, there was a specific product called DVSNF7, which is a double-stranded RNA. It's called DV, S as in Sam, NF7. dsRNA, double-stranded RNA, is a type of RNA molecule that consists of two complementary strands of RNA. It plays a crucial role in gene regulation, right? So we're going to get back to your question in a second, Frankie. But right now, again, nanobots, which is more artificial, and gene regulation, which is more natural, is figuring out the code, your natural code in the DNA, and then it's saying, okay, I want to be able to silence this, like binary code, right? Where you got 8 bits in a byte, but then what gives the different variations is if I'm able to silence certain bits. So you get 1, 1. If they're all on, it's 8 ones. If they're all off, they're 8 zeros. Now, what happens if you have a 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 1? You see what I'm saying? So you get a different result every time you turn one of the bits off. That's gene regulation. We're gonna go through the DNA codes and we're gonna turn some things off and on. So the key words here are gene regulation and gene interference. Whereas nanobots is more artificial and it actually has to do with more of, you can implement actual code, like actual digital code, man-made code. You can manipulate with nanobots, right? This is what I'm saying. They done found a way to convert the DNA code to the man-made code so that they can talk to each other. Now we can talk to the DNA. This is good and bad. This is good and bad. I would love to believe it's a good thing because that's very interested in science alone and we could do great things with it. It's bad because the Homo sapien has not shown a track record that is worthy of him having this type of power nor knowledge. He does not deserve it at this stage in the game. He doesn't. I mean, you got to think, in 1964, black man was still asking for goddamn civil rights. 1964. Black man still running around asking for civil rights. Meanwhile, you don't know a full-blooded Indian at all. Stop lying. I know what you about to say. No, my grandmother. Shut up, nigga. You don't know no full-blooded Indians. I don't want to hear shit you talk about. They're all wiped dead. There's like 100 full-blooded Indians. You don't know none of them niggas. They're drunk right now in another state. Everybody else is lying. White man running around stealing people's identity. Talk about he's Cherokee this and he's Native American this. Black man is fully lost. I don't believe shit the black man has to say. Right? He's out here denying that the slave trade ever happened, and he says he was here the whole time. Creating breakdance moves. I don't believe shit the black man has to say. Slave trade never happened, even though they have slave ports right there in Africa, on the west coast of Africa. He said that shit never happened. We was told lies. Right? It's so easy to trick us. Nah, we already got, I'm telling you, this statue and there was pyramids. Yeah, that, you know how long this earth been here? Do you have any idea how long this earth has been here? So yeah, there's going to be statues of people that resemble African people in North America. And yes, there's pyramids here in North America. But that don't mean that the slave trade didn't happen, because you got, how long you think the earth been here? 2,000 years ago? Yeah, that's what you think? You're wildin', blood. This earth has been destroyed over and over and over again. Now, the stranger thing about this, that product I was telling you about, the DVSNF, researchers have been exploring the use of that technology as a potential method for pest control, right? Including targeting certain bugs by synthesizing the double-stranded RNA molecules that correspond to specific essential genes. Now, you got to be careful when they tell you, no, this is just for pesticide and pest control. I ain't so much focusing what the fuck you talking about. I'm more focused about the fact that you can silence genes in a bug's body. Because if you can silence genes in a bug's body, then you can silence the genes in my body. That's what I'm focused on. Right? And I just don't feel we're having enough conversations about real things. And then when you do have those conversations, it's like, yo, this nigga's a square. Right? They ain't like us. If you haven't noticed, we haven't been winning, nigga. You act like you out here winning. We've been losing with this ignorant behavior. It is time for the black people to accept intelligence, to accept civility. We've not been winning, colored people, with our ignorant ways. So I get it, but I think we definitely got to stop taking pride in the slavery system called the penal system, right? And I explained this to you guys a while ago in this video. Our weaknesses, we attempt to make them strengths, and then we clown people who are strong, right? So everybody that got caught up in the slavery bid called jail, they want to make it seem like, yeah, you ever heard, and I know you heard what I'm about to say, but it's one of the most ridiculous things. Like, you ain't never been to jail. What you did? Where you been? You ain't never been to jail, nigga. And you've never been to college, nigga. Like, what's your point? I ain't never been to jail. What the fuck are you talking about? But again, we look through our own lenses, and you would never be able to tell him that that's not a it's not a strength, man. Shout out to Cosmology Bay in the building. And there's a whole fraternity, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, you don't get it though. No, I do get it, nigga. You don't fucking get it. We needed you out here. How dare you have fucking kids and then haul your ass off to jail like it was some goddamn slumber party to tell me I don't get it. Nigga, I get it just fine. Fuck is you talking to? I get it. You don't get it. We needed you in the front lines out here, nigga. That great mind you got, we needed your mind to be able to focus on the science that is now being weaponized against us. Fuck you mean I don't get it? We needed the other brother. We needed him in the park just focusing with the kids and getting them all together to focus on their physicality and teaching them about themselves and protecting them from predators. Fuck you mean I don't get it? Nigga, you left your moms out here and your sister and your niece. Niggas is running down on your underage niece, man. Fuck you mean I didn't get it? Oh, I got it. I heard what you said. And I'm telling you, we needed you out here. So stop. Listen, Linda. A lot of niggas get caught, man. A lot of the people get caught. Some people don't get caught. Right? That's the risk we take when we did crime. Some of us was going to get caught. Some of us was going to die that night. Or some of us was going to come home with what we got. What we went out for. And all I ask for is that you keep it real and say, nigga, I got caught. You understand? But don't try to turn an L into a fucking W. That's what I'm saying. It just wasn't a W. Right? And when you try to turn it into a win, what we do is we're fucking up the perception for the next generation and sustainability, right? Because cognitively, it doesn't match. It's not a win. Right? Now, because you out here promoting that it was a W, all because you your self-esteem won't allow you to just say, no. It was an L. What you just did was lie to somebody else. You lied to this young boy, and now he's headed to prison because he thinks it's a fucking prize there waiting for him. I've seen this over and over again. Some people come out fine. Some people come out with no fucking fronts. What happened to you, blood? Nah, the CEOs knock my teeth out. What are you talking about? The CEOs knocked your teeth out? It's not a prize, nigga. Wow, allegation. Niggas is homosexuals up north. Everybody saying all of these is lies. All of these is lies? All of these was lies? Blood. I may take half of these as lies. Which means the other half of you niggas was homosexuals up north. You know better than I do. I'm not really here to figure out and investigate whether you was a homosexual up north. You know why? Because I got real work to do out here. Right? Whatever you did, you did. Let's just stop acting like it was a fucking win. Right? That's all I'm saying. Whatever you did to survive. But if we could just stop acting like it was a win, I'd be happy with that.
More than 85% of the corn now consumed in the United States, and it's also starting to trend that way in Europe and Canada, is genetically engineered. It grows its own pesticide within the corn kernels so that insects won't eat it. If the insects can't eat this and live, what do you think is going to happen when lab rats or humans eat it? We have literally hundreds of studies showing that not just Monsanto's, but other major GMO companies' corn, that's the majority of corn we're now eating today in the United States, has been linked to organ failure in lab animals.
Oh my God. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
The studies also show massive increases in sterility in rats and guinea pigs that are fed not just GMO corn, but GMO cotton seeds. Studies in India, Germany, and the United States have conclusively shown that when they feed the cotton seeds left over from the cotton crop from these genetically modified varieties, that the cows are having miscarriages, they are having low birth weights, or in many cases, they're simply dying. And what is in most processed foods? Genetically modified cottonseed oil. Major studies are also showing that genetically engineered crops are killing honeybees and monarch butterflies. But they don't stop there. Now they claim they're coming out with a genetically engineered mosquito that's malaria-proof that they're going to release into the open biosphere. The very genetic code of the planet is being butchered in a hostile corporate takeover. Many years ago, an executive from Monsanto was quoted in National Geographic as saying that that is their program, that they want to basically have their crops and their organisms take over the entire biosphere of this planet. And the major genetic engineer companies have focused mainly on 8 major food crops. Now they're expanding out into hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other plants, literally changing the genetic code of the planet. This is a genetic dictatorship. This is genetic vandalism. And that's why the Rockefellers, the United Nations, and others have built these giant armored seed vaults all over the world, not just at the Arctic Circle. And they admit they're doing it in case all of this gets out of hand, that they'll have a type of Noah's Ark. So all these fake environmental groups, they never complain about this. They never talk about true environmental degradation. They want to put a tax on carbon dioxide that humans exhale, that plants respirate from and carry out photosynthesis with, as a way to shut down industrial society and control every facet of our lives. That's the big secret. This is a population reduction program. It is an epidemic. The sperm count has dropped in the Western world exponentially. Even the government has been predicting within another generation, almost everyone is going to be sterile. This is the globalist religion. This is their philosophy. They want the planet for themselves. The UN has said that their stated plan.
They. Who is they? And why would they want the planet for themselves? And one of the things would be sterility. Well, like I said at the beginning of my program, the Homo sapien sapien is not the only species down here. You have reptilian species down here who, in my opinion, are the leaders in this biological revolution against the Homo sapien sapien human beings down here. So it makes perfect sense when when he says they want the planet to themselves. Of course they do.
Is an 80% population reduction. You've heard Ted Turner call us useless eaters and feeders and say that 80% of us need to be killed. You've heard Prince Philip say he wants to come back as a virus to kill the majority of the world population. Dr. Eric Pianka, Peter Singer, it's all over the news where they tell us that we should only have one child because more than one is bad for the environment and that the recession is good for lowering our carbon footprint. This is the big secret. We live in a scientific dictatorship. And the United States and England are the epicenter of this, and it's expanding worldwide. Remember all the secret testing, all the secret sterilization that went on in the United States and Europe. Remember what Hitler did. He learned all of that from the eugenicist and the Rockefeller family in the United States. This is a culture of death being pushed on you and your family. And even if you think the world is overpopulated, you need to understand that you're being targeted by this as well. Targeted by design. Recombinant bovine growth hormone in your milk, making 8-year-old girls go into puberty when they should be going into puberty at 12 or 13. Silicone in chicken McNuggets and hundreds of other processed foods. Aspartame, that is the feces of genetically engineered bacteria that has incredible health problems that have been proven. Think for yourself. It goes on and on. ABC News, this goes back 4 years ago. Viral meat spray, advancing food safety. They spray a live virus on the meat to supposedly kill the bacteria. This is a live vaccine they spray on most of the meat you're consuming that you're buying from the store. It gets even worse. The petroleum distillates or toxic waste that's left over from petroleum refineries that refine oil into gasoline, they take these tens of millions of pounds of toxic waste that's left over, the fluoride, the mercury, the lead, and they dump it on crops as supposed fertilizer. And what do crops like tomatoes and corn and potatoes do? They pull in all of those toxins out of the ground. In fact, scientists for many years have used plants to actually detoxify areas that have been contaminated.
Let's just stop right there and think about this, right? For all those people that's saying, yo, I'm all veggie. You can't really hide from none of it if we're consuming what they provide for us, right? So if you are doing veggie, your best bet is to find like a local farmer's market, right? Your best bet. I just seen something where they said that even the stuff that was coming from Whole Foods, a lot of it was coming from overseas. That's crazy. To have a brand that is perceived to be organic and local, provided by from local farmers, and then turns out none of this stuff that we're doing makes sense, right? And even though there's only like 2-3 people watching this right now, mainly because YouTube does not want anybody to hear none of this, right? They probably didn't even let people know I'm over here. That's fine. because it's going to be in my portfolio. And one thing I do notice is that people, they go through my portfolio to see what they missed. So it's fine. But again, you're proving my point, YouTube. If I was up here talking about one of my fellow YouTubers, I'd have 20 people in the building. Yeah, Frankie. Frankie, did you email me? I know you tagged me on Instagram. And I listened to the 2 beats. I'm not sure if you emailed me, though. If not, I'm going to send you my email when I get off. I'll send it through Instagram. This way you can send me, I want to, just send me wild beats, bro, that you got. Just send me wild beats. Big TV says, I moved from NY in 1999. My mom's was on to this and moved us by local farms. And I get 10% of my food. Right. But it's still a struggle. Yeah, me and my family had this talk very much tonight. We had the same talk, my wife and my child, and we were talking about the food that we desire to eat versus the food what we can afford. And we can't not eat food, right? So we have to eat food. And it's just crazy how when I read the label, the damn high fructose syrup is in everything, which is like, okay, it doesn't need to be in everything. So it seems at this point, if y'all putting this much poison in the food, then obviously y'all trying to make us sick. So that either 2 things can happen. We can die, or we can get sick and go to your counterpart, right, for medicine and advice on how to get better. He's going to give us some bullshit pharmaceutical solution, which doesn't solve the problem. It only masks the symptoms. And as soon as we stop taking the bullshit pharmaceutical resolution, the symptoms come back. So, the big thing is, this is not behavior that one species would do to its own species by design, right? No. This is a whole nother species down here that wants to eradicate another species. Yeah.
And those plants are pulling all of this up, and then you are eating it. That's why the Washington Post reported in January of 2008 that a major study found that nearly a third of the 55 popular brand name foods and beverage products were filled with mercury, despite the fact that the people of Europe for over...
Mercury tainted high fructose corn syrup. I'm telling you right now, we got to do this high fructose corn syrup challenge, and I'm telling you, get off of it for 2 weeks and see what happens. I'm just telling you, get off it for 2 weeks.
over 20 years have fought off all the genetically modified wheat and corn and other crops being planted in their nation. Now the EU is buckled and is accepting it. The United States is literally a testing ground for all of this. It's just automatically approved. And the people that work for these corporations, they're compartmentalized. They don't know what's going on. The people that work at these stores, they have no idea what's happening. This is affecting all of us. This is hurting everyone. Many different forms of cancer are growing by thousands of percentage points. Diabetes, all these different diseases. And in major studies, it's all been linked to the toxic additives that are in our food, our water. And I haven't even had time to get into MSG. I mean, I've interviewed brain surgeons, neurologists, scientists. I mean, it just devastates the brain. It's an excitotoxin. It destroys the liver, and it is in tens of thousands of products. We can say no. We can stand up. But if you've got a neighbor giving fluoride water to their baby, please go over and warn them. If you got a neighbor that's sitting there eating MSG-filled chips, one after the other, warn them. You've got a responsibility. If you know people that are feeding processed foods filled with GMO, warn them. And for God's sakes, don't give it to your own children. If you want to kill yourself, that's your own business. But don't hurt your children.
Well, here's the thing. What he's saying sounds like it's rational, right? What he's saying is rational. The problem is how many people can afford to eat and avoid the dangers. Let's just keep it real. It is very expensive to buy this poison. Like, I remember a time you could go into the supermarket with $200 and come out with shopping carts full of food. And to be honest with you, you can't do that now. And you damn sure can't get any fruit and vegetables without spending a lot of money. So when you have as many kids as Splashin' has, I got one and a wife. And it's just hard with 3 of us in here. To avoid all the dangers. So again, it's like, all right. Yeah, you peeped that, Frankie. Son got wild youths. I don't know how Splashing does it. I don't know. I'm no snitch or nothing, but maybe he's printing money over there in his back room. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I don't know. Right? I know I can't afford this shit, bro. I can't afford to dodge every last bullet, but because I'm reading the ingredients, and it's just crazy how a lot of this stuff don't need to be in none of this food. It's like, why is this even in here? This is bullshit. That's a fact. I be splashing. That's what I be doing. Tropical Fantasies. Tropical Fantasies was nuts. Right? But we knew. We was like, yo, these shits was sperm killers. And we was still banging them joints out after a basketball game. Huh? Why? Because them shits was 50 cents, Lord. Remember, if you had $1, you was walking out the store with wild shit, bro. $1 would satisfy the urge. You walking out with the big, stupid Tropical Fantasy Punch, right? $25 bag of chips. And you could get 5 Swedish fishes with them shits. These are the facts. Huh? Or you could get 2 packs of Annihilators, Swedish fish, bag of chips, and the big stupid movie, the big stupid movie size Tropical Fantasy Punch. Like, what the fuck? You had to know this shit is not good for you, bro. Like, shit can't be good for you. Why is this fucking can so big? But let me tell you something. If that shit was in the right Puerto Rican bodega, them niggas had the illegal refrigeration shit hooked up. That shit was frosty in that bitch, huh? That shit was frosty. After 2 full court basketball games, you ain't trying to hear about no spermicide, nigga. You trying to... Nigga, if you don't pass that goddamn 50-cent tropical punch over here, fuck out of here. Talk about some spermicide. Shit is ice frosty, nigga. You like, I wasn't trying to have no kids anyway. Then you find out the joke is on you. You know how many of them shit Splashing had? He had all them shit. All the flavors. And still, this nigga has 9 youths, blood. Yeah. So much for tropical fantasy spermicide. Yeah. That was the niggas' condoms. Now, you know I'm on the tropical fantasies. I'm on the tropical fantasies right now. So we good. Yeah, all right. Black people in there fucking remedies for shit, right? Nah, you know if you spray your cock with alcohol as soon as you finish, you can't catch shit. Yeah. Alright. Only black. Fucking black. Yeah. False advertisement. All of it, Frankie. All of it. It's crazy, Lord. Yeah, nigga told me that. All you gotta do is spray. And it was, of course, it was some Caribbean nigga telling me some bullshit like that, right? This nigga come with his... What? Nah. Just spray the alcohol, man. You spray the alcohol. Fuck you mean? Just spray alcohol, you can't catch shit. So obviously, you are no scientist. Yeah, see? Splasher said he heard the same shit. Shit do burn, though. Yeah. You ain't lying, Splash. That shit do burn, though. Nigga did try fuck around listening to some old... It's always some nigga that's not even... From some country that nobody never listened to, right? This nigga's from St. Thomas, right? He got the crazy Caribbean accent. You really, first though, you thought he was like, where you from? Yard? Nah. Where you from, blood? This nigga's from St. Thomas. Fuck am I taking advice from a nigga from St. Thomas? What? This nigga's from the Virgin Islands. Not fucking listening to you. What? Show me some papers, my nigga. I don't know. This is what they talk about. You out here spreading misinformation and disinformation. Telling niggas they can't contract nothing if they spray their genitals with fucking rubbing alcohol. Alright. Then you know where it goes to next, right? They don't have rubbing alcohol in the house, so he's putting Patron. He's out here rubbing Patron on his genitals to prevent him from catching VD. Right. And this is the fucking spokesperson in the hood for how to stay safe. Fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying, Frankie? This nigga's from the Virgin Islands. You guys have had no independence. I don't know what type of media presence you got going on over there. Yeah. You're lined up to be number 3 on the planet to have an outbreak for fucking smallpox any day now, and you out here telling niggas how to prevent from catching grabs. Now shut up. So I decided I'm not going to show. I have other stuff. I'm going to break this up. That's what we're going to do. Just trying to figure out when I'm going to do it. So my next video, I'm not going to show it all tonight, right? I'm going to do, because we at 2 hours and 30 minutes now. And to be honest with you, if I keep going with the show, the way it was planned, we at 4 hours. And I don't want to waste the other information, because the information that I have is the real information, right? We're going to get into what policies, who authorized the policies. We're going to get into some stuff. And we just wasn't able to get there tonight. But nonetheless, it was a good show. We just bullshitting Big T TV. I think I got some, from what I hear, some people from Barbados before my grandfather. Listen, y'all, hit the like button. We know your boy's shadow banned, right? We already know. But it was still a good show. So if you're catching it on the replay, send it to, copy the link, send it to somebody's phone. Like, yo, watch your man. You understand? Because there was a lot of information. And they want to catch part 2. So what I'm going to do is keep the, but something told me to name this part 1 in the first place. Dead Homies. Something told me to name this part 1. So the next one is part 2. Don't miss part 2, because I swear to you, part 2 we really going in. Other than that, man, protect your conscience. And now's not the time to be slacking off. Especially if you're a parent, right? Just embrace the fact that you are a parent. You know, the problem is we all still feel, inside, we still feel like we 18, right? Inside. But we're not. We're not. And they need us. They do. And we have to put in some effort, right? As young as we feel. You are now the parent. We are now the leaders of this Lord of the Flies environment. And it's very clear that some people on this island do not care how things turn out. So the majority, Democros, the majority of us, we have to do the necessary. That being said, I'm going to go and get ready for work tomorrow. Lay it down. But I'm glad I was able to spend some time with you guys. The whole, Pokerfaced Society. It's always a good time when I'm vibing out with y'all and just having a good time. Hold on, let me see if I could do something real quick. 1 second. I don't know if it's going to allow me to do it, because it never allows me to do it. Splashing. because Splashing might be able to do it too. Splashing, see if you can make Big T TV. Give him a wrench. See if you could give Big TV. I've been trying to give Big T TV a wrench for a minute, and my browser, I know what it is. I'm using DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is excellent. See if you can give him. If not, then we'll give him one another way. We'll figure it out. All right. That being said, what time is it? It's 8:40. Right. So this is a good. It's not letting me. All right. All right. All right. We'll figure it out. I've been trying to do it for a minute. Him and somebody else I've been trying to do it for. We'll get it together. All right, y'all. Thanks for do share. You understand? If you can. I didn't play no music on this video because I didn't want them to get too crazy and start taking away things. And let's just see what YouTube does with this, right? Because God knows they hate Alex Jones. But let's see what they do with this. And if I don't come away with no strikes or anything, then we doing part 2 regardless. So that being said, listen, I pray blessings over your lives and each and one of you guys' homes that's watching this, that you know the spirit of wisdom and love is all spreading inside your house. And when you do embrace this, then you embrace wisdom. The wisdom will lead you to certain points, right? To the point where your ancestors had good intentions for you. You would embrace this culture, right? Because they knew why they was leaving you such instructions. And if you truly do have the wisdom and the love for the Most High, because that's where they got the instructions from, right? Then and I'm not just talking to black people. I mean, every one of our coaches left us instructions, right? You know that. Puerto Ricans know that. The Dominicans know that. The Haitians know that. Jamaicans, all of our ancestors, they left us the instructions, which we slowly have been drawn away from. And then some of it is out over the years, just degradation throughout the generations. But some of it is purpose and conscious taking things out, instructions out, so that we would not be able to rely on those things. Right? Remember when grandma used to write down everything? Even the recipes to certain things that she had them in a tinfoil can. Now today that just seemed fucking stupid to anybody. But to us back then it didn't seem stupid, right? And there were certain things she didn't write down, but she knew. My grandmother and grandfather knew how to do certain things. My grandfather had this thing where he knew how to do natural shit, right? If you wanted your grass green, he knew what to do. Like what type of... He mixed shit with soda and know how to make it stupid green, right? Grandmother, if you get certain cuts in this, that, and the third, yeah, there was a first aid kit, but a lot of times she didn't run to the first aid kit. She had her own thing that she did, right? So she knew what natural things to put on to certain things, whether it was butter, whether it was honey, right? It was natural things. We got away from a lot of this, and it's these demons. I won't name any names, it benefits them better if we're no longer associated with our ancestral lineage. Let's just say it like that. That being said, that just came out, right? So he who was supposed to hear that, hear that. Listen, have a blessed day tomorrow. Have a blessed night. I want nothing for the best for all of y'all, right? Love y'all. Peace out. Until we talk again, which should be in a couple of days, because I'm not trying to spread this out. We want to do part 2 by I'm going over my chores for the weekend. It's not looking good. My daughter got chores for me. We got to take apart her bed. Sunday, I'm kind of busy. And I don't think I want to talk about this Sunday. Monday, right? Monday might be part 2. All right? That being said, look